I hope you can hear me. My dishwasher is back here doing the absolute most, okay?
Ain't saying she a gold digger, but she ain't messing with no broke.
We're up not really early, okay? But we have some things to do. I'm not gonna lie to you. I get so stressed when I have something to do, and it could be days from now, and I'm just like, oh my God, I have to like pack my schedule in with things that I would have been doing if I wasn't doing that at that particular time. And I'm trying to get better about it because it's like, woosah, it's gonna be okay. So I do have some shopping I want to do, and I can't do it on the day that I was gonna do it because now I have other plans. So I'm going to, you know, keep those intact, and I'm gonna go ahead and get some stuff done early. So in this house here, we are weekend quiche people. So I like to make me a quiche on the weekend. And I told y'all, I'm not really one for the pie crust. But then someone was kind enough to give me a recipe for the pie crust that they like. So I was like, okay, I'm going to try it out. I'm going to do it. And I did it. I didn't film it that time because, like, oh God, like, filming is not as easy as it seems. Like, when I have the camera up and I'm doing something, it's because I know what I'm doing for the most part. Not all the time, but for the most part. But sometimes I need to be in it. I need to focus. So it's like, thank you for the recipe, and I am going to show the recipe now that I've done it, and it turned out well. I feel a little better doing it a second time. Okay, so we're going to go through the pie crust making process, and I'm going to make quiches. This is where I'm feeling iffy on the schedule though, because it's like I make my quiches for the weekend, but pie crust ain't like a 5-second process. Like, it takes some time to get your pie crust done. So I need to have it already done so that I can par bake it, so that I can put the filling in it and then bake it again. And all of those are like in increments. So I'm gonna be right here for a minute, but I feel like I can start the pie crust. Does that make sense? Okay, hear me out. Shouldn't I just start the pie crust? I need to go to the fruit stand. I don't know what's at the fruit stand. That's the one thing about it. It's like you go there, they got whatever they have, and you pick through it. So my quiche is kind of dependent on what I get there. Okay, yeah, that's what we're gonna do. What the heck happened up there? Oh, that's their wiring. Anyway, so I'm gonna go, after I make the quiche, we're gonna go to the fruit stand, and I'm going to pick up some vegetables to go into the quiche, and that'll determine what type. I didn't want to get tired. Dang. You see my dilemma though, right? Like, the activity could be start the pie crust, put it in the freezer, go to the fruit stand, return from the fruit stand, finish the pie crust. But that sounds simple, but I'm going to be lugging. You don't get like, you know, this not a farmer's market. This is not where you get like a little cutesy bag of stuff. I'm finna have crates, okay? They sell like, you know, those like individual containers of like strawberries. I can get like 5 containers of those strawberries for like $3. So of course I'm not gonna pass up on buying in that big of a bulk. So I'm finna do some heavy lifting getting that from there to here. So I digress, but I think it's gonna work out. So we're gonna start the pie crust today. That's what we're gonna focus on, is pie crust. I don't know if I'm gonna get anything else done. I do need to have dinner done too, but that feels like something I need to think through in at least an hour, because if I sit here and think about it, it's gonna take me even longer to get to the process of starting the pie crust, and that's what be so stressful. It's like I can sit here getting hung up on like, I gotta think this through, and then like I end up paralyzed and not doing nothing because I didn't think through enough things before starting them. I know I can't be the only one, and I'm so stressed even just like thinking about things, but we're not gonna think, we're gonna do, okay? We're about to get on up out of here after I make this pie crust, so let's get to that part first.
What y'all know about it? Super model, fresh out of
See, this here is why I need a plan to start my day, because now I got extra stuff to do that I didn't intend on doing, but I have to get this done because I'm gonna want this in the morning. I love watermelon, and it's just so refreshing to have just first thing. So I have to cut this up right now, but you don't have to be here for that. You know, I actually have to tell myself that you need to work smarter and not harder, because I have a stand mixer, but for whatever reason, when I previously made this pie crust, I was making it by hand, and I don't know, I just feel like I have to make it by hand just to prove I can. But you know, I had to bring this bad boy out because I did not feel like really working this dough the way you have to do it by hand. My butter is actually frozen because like I said, I was going to do this by hand. And to do that, I have to like grate it in there to get the desired texture, because my hands are really hot, so I can't just like break it up with my fingers or whatever, right? So I will say, if you're going to use your stand mixer, probably don't use the frozen butter. It felt like it was really hard on my machine. It could just be cold. You know, you want it to be cold, but it didn't necessarily need to be frozen, you know? Now, this is not a all butter pie crust. I just needed to like, you know, start breaking down the butter first because it was so hard. And I'm just going to get those into some like medium-ish pieces before I go in with my second ingredient, which is some shortening. This one is butter flavored. I've already cut this little log for the amount that I need, but I don't know, I feel like Crisco's not getting as hard as it used to. So like when I put that thing in the freezer, it wasn't like solidifying enough for me, so I just get the chunks that I can get, and then I'm gonna just dump this whole thing in there. I kind of like to separate the pieces a little bit so that they can get like individually coated in flour, so they break down but they don't just like all clump back together. So I leave some decent sized chunks still in this mixture here because we're not done yet. But I'm gonna tell you something, do not be like me, be better than me, because I knew that the ice was still in this water and I should not have left the ice in the water, but I just did not feel like getting the ice out of there. Okay, so I do mix in stages just so that I'm making sure I'm not adding too much water at once, but I will be adding this whole thing. I guess it's because I really don't care how flaky the pie crust is. Like some people want that really delicate, almost like croissant type of texture. That's not really what I'm going for. Like I like my crust to just give buttery. Okay, like that's my focus. Like layers are not my ultimate focus. Even I'm not saying that this is not a flaky pie crust. I'm just saying like I don't really care about doing the water so like little by little, so that I can get like that perfect hydrated texture and everything. Oh, and this does make two separate crusts. You can weigh your dough out and everything, but I'm not going to be doing that. So I'm just going to, you know, turn each of these into a little disc and whatever. And I am being mindful not to work the dough too much, because that is how you create gluten, and gluten is what stiffens up the dough. So I didn't mix it in the stand mixer more than I needed to, and I'm not going to, you know, try to get it into this disc too hard either. So I got it like pushed out, and then I'm gonna wrap it up and I'm gonna put it in the refrigerator to rest before I roll it out. Now after a chill, a par bake, and another chill, okay, here's our crust. It is done. This, I just put it back in the refrigerator because I wanted to cool down a little bit faster. I didn't put it in there hot. I let it cool down a little bit, but I wanted it to make sure that it was not warm at all before I got this filling started. And as always, all of my recipes will be on my Substack. You can sign up for my Substack for free as of currently. Going into the next year, I will be gatekeeping recipes. So you better sign up for free now, because going into 2026, we ain't gonna be playing that, okay? So this recipe will be listed and on Substack. The recipes will get sent straight to your inbox, your email inbox. You do not have to go searching for them. They'll be right there for you. So every time I post a recipe, you will not be able to miss one as long as you have your notifications on in your email, okay? The fun thing about a quiche is that you can add pretty much whatever filling you want to. So you do want to make sure you're seasoning in accordance to whatever filling that you're adding, because that will be very important so that the flavors don't clash. And finally, our quiche is done. Let's eat.